Hello and welcome to hopefully the simplest tutorial on how to add clothing to a pre-made VrChat avatar. Once you have found the clothing that you want to add, and it is clothing that is already made for that avatar specifically, or for the base model of that avatar, you can select the prefab in your Unity after importing it, drag it directly onto the avatar, ensure that you have unpacked completely the prefab, drop down the menu so that you can see the armature, so to the point that you can see hips or whatever is like the second bone in the armature should be good. At this point you can probably delete the base clothing if you don't want it, or you can leave it there if you want to add toggles for it. Select your avatar on the top, scroll down in the inspector, click add component, armature link, VRC Fury. VRC Fury will be linked in the description if you don't have it already. And you want to find the bone that is here, drag it into the link from prop/clothing. If the first bone that is shown after armature is different from hips, then select a different option here so as to match it so that it can link to the correct bone. If you have selected for it to link to hips and the armature is head, then it will look very silly and it will not go where you want it to go. And now if you upload it, or for example, go into bring gesture manager into the scene, which will also be linked below, then you can enter play mode to make sure that it works. This is essentially the same way that it will look when you upload it. Anything that VRC Fury pops up that is like gives you the option to autofix, generally speaking, you should do that. Just makes life a whole lot easier. Before going into play mode, you should probably move your camera so that you can see. But as you can see, the model has the clothing snapped to it and it works. And if you are to move the avatar, the clothing should move with it. Yeah, you can see the bones move. Great, and now you have added it to your avatar, and if you upload it, it will snap to it. Now, for adding clothing in Blender, it's a little bit different. It's actually very different because there is not just a very simple tool to add it. If you have cats, which will also be linked, you can import clothing that is already with the same armature as the base model or avatar that you're working with. But if you just import a model or a mesh that does not have armature assigned to it, then it is a little extra work, but I will walk you through it. For this example, I will be using some basic sweatpants. I'm not sure, I don't remember where I got these from, but they are already basically fit to this avatar. So I will leave them as is. Make sure you can see the armature for your avatar or for your base, and shift click the armature, click Control P with empty groups, and select the mesh that you've just imported. You'll see a bunch of new menu groups, and that is all the things that it is close to. You'll go to the wrench icon, add modifier, click data transfer, click vertex data, make sure that's on, vertex groups, mapping, and then switch that to nearest edge interpolated. Source, ensure that's the body or whatever the base mesh is that you're wanting this to snap to. Will usually be the body. Click this drop down, click apply, and now your clothing should move with your avatar. It does. Fantastic. So say you want to add a piece of clothing that already has armature assigned to it, but you do not want that armature for your avatar. You can delete the armature from it, and that will leave all of the meshes that are there, and you can grab the mesh, delete the armature that is attached to it, and also delete all of the vertex groups. Move the mesh and adjust it however you see fit. You can do this with the edit mode, or you can do this just by moving it up or down. For this example, we'll just use this bra that's here. If you wanted it to be on outside of the shirt, object mode, you can switch that to sculpt mode, and move it to be exactly how you want it to be. With the grab tool is usually what I use. Anyways, sculpt it to be how you would like it to be on your model. For this, we'll put it like that, and then select your model. Make sure you can see your armature again. Shift select it, click Control P, and it's the same thing as the other one. Just you have to delete the armature that is attached to it at first. Same thing. Click vertex data, vertex groups, nearest edge interpolated, body, and ensure that you click apply. And now it should move with your avatar. Yep. Great. And that is it. That is how you add clothing or accessories to your VrChat avatar or base. Thank you.